Hey everyone, it's Claire from ScrappyNerdUK and welcome to the process video for day number 3 of my December daily. So this one should be a fairly quick one. There's a couple of techniques that I'm going to show you for hidden journaling and some stamping or a stamping idea. So I'm going to start off with this number 3. So I cut this out on my Cricut. You could always hand cut it. And when I've done that, I have made a straight edge on the left-hand side in order for that to go into my album rings nice and easily. And you can still see it says 3. And what I've done is I've grabbed a stamp set and I've just decided that I'm going to use the December Moments, which is from an Ali Edwards stamp set. And then I'm going to repeat stamp all over this number 3. And I'm just moving the stamp to make sure that the sentiment doesn't line up to the stamped image above, and I'm just using a piece of scrap paper underneath just to catch all of the stamping over the edges so it doesn't go all over my desk. And I've chosen just to use black ink for this, and you'll see how quickly this all comes together. And I love this, and it looks like a pattern paper, and you can do this with any stamp. And I love how this one came out. So that one is repeat stamped, and that is going to just be punched and put into my album. So that's going to serve as the number for the day for me. And I'm just lining that up, and I've learnt my lesson. It's just 2 holes that I need in this album, and that one then is good. Now, originally I left the back as it was, just white. And what I did after I finished filming is actually decided that I wanted to, I did want to cover it. So I did then cut it. I did a reverse cut on my Cricut to be able to then back it with a pattern paper. And it's purely because I put a brad through it, which you'll see very shortly. I put a brad through it and decided I wanted to get that covered. Now, this technique is hidden journaling. And what I'm going to do here is this large photo is so basically we started a new project or a new obsession last Christmas, and that is to get a Lego set to build in December. And so last year we did the Hogwarts castle, and this year we are doing the Disney castle. So this day here we actually started our build. And so this photograph here is of some, because not all, of the packets of the Lego pieces. And I'm actually going to, rather than disturbing that photo too much, and I didn't want to add in any more pockets or layers or anything to be able to add my journaling, I'm actually going to hide it inside the photo. So I've done this. This photo is going to be outside of the page protector. You could always do it inside the page protector as well. This would still work. You just need to cut through the page protector also if you were doing this. And I've just created myself a little stopper. Now, the next technique I'm going to show you is how you can print onto pre-designed journaling cards from your printer. So I've measured the box, the space that I've got to journal in, and I've created myself a little box on my computer. And you can do this in, you can just do it in Word if you're on Windows, or you can do it on Pages if you're on Mac, or you could use another piece of software, whatever you have. And I've created myself a little text box to that size, just slightly smaller. And then I'm just going to add my journaling onto my computer, and then I'm going to print that out as well as a border around the text box. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my journaling card to roughly where that needs to be to make sure that text is inside. And you can temporarily adhere it down. If you've got some temporary adhesive, then use that. But if not, I just use some strongish washi tape, one that's not going to destroy the card when you lift it off. And I tape that over the area where it's going to print, and then run it back through my printer. So you need to make sure it goes back into your printer in the correct direction to how it prints. And then once it's printed again, and when you print it again, you need to make sure you take the border off of the print, otherwise that's going to try and print on your card as well. And then this is how it comes out. So this is how you can add printed text onto your pre-designed journaling cards, and it's a nifty little trick. And I've done it a couple of times already in my album, so I'll only show you it once in this video. So I thought I would leave this bit in just to show you if you wanted to do that on in your own project or in any other project. So Project Life, if you do that, that'd be a great way to be able to add printed journaling onto a pre-designed journaling card. So next up, I do zoom out in a second. Sorry, I have left it zoomed in. I didn't realise. So I'm just then pulling my tape back just a little bit at a time and lining that up and getting that all nice and straight. And then you saw I'd actually added an extra little bit of card on the bottom of the journaling card, and that just stops the journaling card being pulled out the whole way. So when you pull the card up to read the text, you can't pull it out all the way. So it won't you won't be able to pull it out and then have a struggle getting it back in. Now I want something to be able to grip onto to be able to pull that journaling card out. So I have used an Avery index tab, and normally I stamp on the little white bit of card that goes in, but this time I decide to find a sticker, one that's going to fit onto that little bit of white card that I've got. And I think I go with, I can't remember what it says in the end, but I'll go with this one here. I just have to trim it down a little bit to make sure it fits. This is another great way. So if you do use the index tabs, always remember you can do many things with these. You could stamp on them, you could write on them, or you could even use a sticker like this and pop that in instead. Now, I usually do one front and back, but since you're only going to see the front on this, you're not really going to see the back, then I just do the front only, and then I just pop that on. Once I'm happy with the position, I just peel the backing off and stick that down. And I love these little index tabs. They are a great staple, especially for December daily. So that is my left side done. Then I decide I want to add just a few embellishments onto this 3 just to jazz it up a little bit. So I'm going through the ephemera packs from Rosie's Studio, Twinkle All the Way, which is the collection that I'm using this year. And I pull out these couple of pieces here and I just pop those down with some double-sided tape, and making sure that I put the tape onto the 3 rather than onto the back of the embellishments, just to make sure that I don't end up with any double-sided tape peeking through to the next layer. And then this is where I come in with a brad. I want a little bit more texture, so I add on a gold star brad, and I just pierce that straight through those layers. And as I said, you'll see the backing of the brad on the back, but I have since actually cut another layer and just covered that back bit up. And then the final thing is just a sticker on these photos. I put a journaling card in there, and I keep this one very simple with just one sticker across the middle of those four cards and photos. So this is it. So if you have enjoyed today's video, I would appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up. If you are new here, I'd love you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.